My name is Sandra Hernandez, and I will be refuting a claim that revolves around the Ethnic and Women's Studies Department here at Cal Poly Pomona, hereafter known as the EWS Department. My opponent's main claim is that the EWS, specifically the Chicano Latino program, has a significant negative effect on the student body of Cal Poly Pomona. My opponent's first secondary claim was that the EWS department, specifically the Chicano Latino program, affects Cal Poly Pomona negatively. His second secondary claim was that the Chicano Latino program harms the growth of the Latino student body on campus. His third secondary claim was that the EWS department, specifically the Chicano Latino program, creates a rift between Latino students on campus. To begin, my opponent's first secondary claim is problematic because he begins by begging the question. He commits his fallacy as he restates the claim as proof of his main claim. Again, his main claim being that the EWS department has a significant negative effect on Cal Poly Pomona. His first secondary claim starting with the EWS department affects Cal Poly Pomona negatively. He cited the mission statement of the Cesar Chavez Center for Higher Education, focusing on the language within the mission statement that it exists to support all students at Cal Poly Pomona in their efforts to become multiculturally competent. And he stated that this was problematic because the Cesar Chavez Center only includes the Mexican flag. However, the academic catalog of Cal Poly Pomona's website states that the EWS department offers a major in gender, ethnicity, and multicultural studies with 4 subplans. These subplans allow for emphases in African American studies, Asian American studies, Chicano Latino studies, Native American studies, or women's studies. And the department also offers minors in these aforementioned studies. So there is not specifically a Chicano Latino program within the EWS department. Also, the Cesar Chavez Center for Higher Education has a leadership development program that states in its mission statement that it serves as the representative and collaborative body for the Chicano Latino student organizations, clubs, fraternities, and sororities at Cal Poly Pomona. This indicates that the multiculturally competent center is just a jumping off point, and it does not necessarily need to include other cultures. It is not excluding them. It's only beginning with the Mexican flag. My opponent's second secondary claim was that the Chicano Latino program harms the growth of the Latino student body on campus. This entire claim was very problematic because of a lack of evidence used to support the claim. Not only does the opponent not mention any specific instances of students being harmed, he fails to define what he means by harm. He stated in his speech that the audience probably assumed that he was Mexican American as he was delivering the speech, and that could be attributed to the Cesar Chavez Center for Higher Education's mission statement and its principles. However, this was committing a hasty generalization by assuming that the audience automatically stereotypes anyone that they see. He also claimed that the Cesar Chavez Center for Higher Education was guilty of contributing to a lack of exposure to other cultures. However, this lack of exposure occurs on account of a student's choice, not a cultural center that he or she may or may not choose to visit. He claimed that one cannot voice his or her opinions on account of centers like these. However, the advocate clearly did this during his speech. So Cal Poly Pomona is clearly a space where dissenting opinions are welcome, and perhaps even entertained if one speaks loudly enough. In response to my opponent's third secondary claim, which was that the EWS department creates a rift between Latino students on campus, he cited a statistic from UCLA's newsroom. However, this statistic is not only outdated because it cites information from the US Census Bureau of the year 2000, it's completely irrelevant to the Cal Poly Pomona student body, which is what he claims is being harmed. We have nothing to do with the UCLA students. The opponent also claimed that the EWS department included the use of militant language within the courses offered. But according to the College of Education and Integrative Studies website, which includes the EWS department, one of its learning outcomes includes a learning objective that students will be able to demonstrate a critical understanding of ethnic, racial, gender, and class intersections and relations from a global perspective. These objectives relate to identifying and explaining concepts such as diaspora, immigration, emigration, nomadism, exile, nationalism, culture contact transnationalism, hybridity, and globalization. Therefore, of course, there would be militant language used within these courses. It seems that like a prerequisite for understanding how they occur and on what levels. The advocate also claimed that the EWS department was problematic because students were not learning about any other cultures. However, he failed to cite that there are other cultural centers on campus, and this indicates that there are not sufficient cases to support his conclusion that the Chicano Latino program is solely at fault for students lacking cultural information. So we are all different, as the advocate stated. He said, I am different, I am not you. We are all students here. We do represent a great number of minorities and cultures, but that's why we're here. Higher education represents a choice, the choice to encounter any effects within a given space, as well as the choice to walk away from them.